to the insulating material, insulation resistance, dielectric stress, and capacitance of single core cables. So now let us today discuss about the grading of cables. So there are two types of grading of the cables, capacitance grading and intersect grading. So we are going to discuss these two grading types. So upon successful completion of this lecture, you can explain the methods of capacitance grading and intersect grading, so which are used to achieve the uniform dielectric strength in a cable. Okay, right. So let us recall the dielectric stress, which is also called as the potential gradient. So which is at a distance x meters from the center of the conductor is. So G is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r into x. So we got this equation while deriving the capacitance equation. Okay. So dielectric stress is also same as potential gradient. You can call either dielectric stress or potential gradient. So Q is the charge per unit length. So now this dielectric stress is represented with the G. So you have the cable here in this figure. So the cable conductor diameter is small d and intersheath diameter. So this sheath diameter is capital D. So conductor radius you can call it as small r is equal to d by 2 and intersheath radius will be capital R, which is d by 2, capital D by 2. Okay. So now on the top of the conductor you have the insulation here. So the insulation may be either impregnated paper, varnish, or rubber mineral compound. So whatever may be the material. So this insulating material will be having some permittivity. Okay. So the permittivity of the insulation here is represented with epsilon r. So now if you write for this cable, the potential gradient or dielectric stress. So this is the equation, right? The potential gradient or dielectric stress, which is at a distance x meters. That means if you consider one layer which is at a distance x meters from the center of the conductor. So now the potential gradient at this point will be represented with G, so which is Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r into x. Okay. So now from this expression you can calculate the potential gradient at any distance from the center of the conductor. Suppose if you want to calculate at the surface of the conductor, so your distance is d by 2. Okay, your distance is d by 2, or you can also represent it with small r. Okay, so in such a case, this x will become equal to small r, which is equal to small d by 2. Okay, so the dielectric stress or potential gradient at the surface of the conductor can be written as Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r into small r or d. Okay, or d by 2. Okay, sorry. Now you know that this potential gradient at the surface of the conductor will be greater than at the surface of the sheath. Okay, you will be having maximum dielectric stress on the conductor surface, and you have the minimum dielectric stress on the surface of the sheath. Okay, here you have the maximum stress, here you have the minimum stress, and you also know that as the distance is increasing, your potential gradient will decrease. That means at the surface of the conductor will be having maximum, right? As the distance x is moving up towards the surface of the sheath, so then you will be the potential gradient or dielectric stress will go on decreasing and becomes G minimum at the surface of the conductor. So like this. Okay. So now for the operation of the cable, you have to select the insulation in such a way that the insulation should withstand for this maximum dielectric stress. Okay. So you know that every cable will be having insulation over the conductor, and this insulation will be having dielectric stress. Okay. The strength of this insulation should be greater than the G max value. So you have to consider this G max while designing the cable. Okay. So now this dielectric stress, which is maximum at the surface of the conductor, can be written with this expression. So G max is equal to 2V by D into ln capital D by small d. So this is also we derived in the previous lecture. Okay. So Gmax value at the surface of the conductor is 2V by small d into ln capital D by small d. Okay. So now, as I said, the potential gradient or dielectric stress will go on decreasing as you move from surface of the conductor to sheath, right? So that means you are having the uh, unequal distribution of stress here. Okay. So that means here the stress is maximum, and here as you are moving this side, the stress is minimum. That means you are not having a equal stress at any distance. Okay, as your distance is changing, your stress also will be changing. That means the stress is non-uniform here. Okay, so if there is a non-uniform stress in the cable, so then what happens here? You have to use a dielectric material which is greater than this Gmax value. That means, so here at the surface of the conductor, the dielectric strength should be should of the insulation should be maximum. As you are moving outside the sheath, so that the dielectric strength of the insulation should be decreased. But if you use the same insulation which is having epsilon r, so this will be having some disadvantage, right? So firstly, the insulation of greater thickness is required, which increases the cable size. Okay. So you should not use the so there should not be unequal voltage unequal stress distribution amount, right? So this unequal stress distribution in the cable is undesirable because so the insulation of greater thickness is required, which is increases the cable size, and also it may lead to the breakdown of the insulation. So you have to bring this insulation stress, sorry, dielectric stress should be uniform. Okay, so in order to overcome these two disadvantages, so you have to make the dielectric stress to be uniform throughout the cable. Okay, how you can achieve uniform dielectric stress, right? So from surface of the conductor to surface of the sheath, how you can achieve a uniform dielectric stress? So this can be achieved by grading of the cables. Okay, so what is grading here? The process of achieving uniform electrostatic stress or dielectric stress in the dielectric of the cable is known as the grading of cables. Okay, so here, so the insulation is also called as the dielectric. Okay, you can call it as dielectric or insulation. Okay, dielectric material or insulation. So here the process of achieving uniform dielectric stress in the insulation of the cable or dielectric of the cable is known as the grading of the cables, and this grading can be of two types: capacitance grading and intersheath grading. Okay, let us see the capacitance grading. And the compounds which are less soluble in the station, please. Okay, so the incapacitance grading, instead of using one single insulation here, you will use that different dielectrics. Okay, so generally in cable on the top of the conductor you will be having one insulation or dielectric material, right? So instead of using only one single dielectric material, so you will use the different layers of different dielectrics. Okay, so if you observe in this figure, you will be having three dielectric materials. Okay, so on the top of the conductor you will be having so one dielectric material with paper, let us assume, right? So on the top of this paper you will be having another dielectric material which is maybe rubber. హలో హలో అమ్మా ఎక్కడ డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయిందమ్మా? సో నేను చెప్పుకుంటే వెళ్ళిపోయాను. హలో. So internet connection is suddenly disconnected. So where it was disconnected, can I know? Anyone please tell me? Hello. Hello. So anyone talk, ma? So where the internet connection was disconnected? So shall I explain it from the previous slide? Okay, right. So grading of cables, the process of achieving uniform dielectric stress in the dielectric cable is known as the grading of cables. And this grading of cables will be done with two methods, which is capacitance grading method and intrinsic grading method. Okay, let us see the capacitance grading method. So in capacitance grading method, you will achieve the uniform dielectric stress by using different layers of dielectrics. So that means instead of using one single dielectric material, here you will use the different dielectrics. Okay, so each dielectric will be having different permittivities, right? So now you have to arrange these different layers of dielectrics in such a way that their dielectric strength will be such that the inner layer dielectric strength will be greater than the outer layer. So that means if you are having three dielectrics here in the figure, you are using three dielectrics. So these three dielectrics will be having permittivities epsilon 1, epsilon 2 and epsilon 3. So three dielectrics here you are using. So now you have to arrange these dielectric materials in such a way that so the inner layer will be having high permittivity than the next layer. Okay, so epsilon 1 will be greater than epsilon 2 and epsilon 2 is greater than epsilon 3. So that means as you are moving from center of the conductors towards the sheath, that means as X is increasing, your dielectric strength should decrease. Sorry, permittivity should decrease. That means you can say that like this. So epsilon value will be such that it is inversely proportional to your distance. Okay, so that means as your distance is increasing, the epsilon value should decrease. So when X is increasing, epsilon R value should decrease. So like this, you have to place the insulating materials in capacitance grading. So now from this condition, you can say that the epsilon R will be equal to K by X. Okay, so epsilon R is directly inversely proportional to 1 by X. So this can be written as epsilon R is equal to K by X. Here K is a constant. Okay, so now if you write the potential gradient or dielectric stress at a distance x meters from the center of the conductor, so that G can be represented with Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r x. Okay, so this is the general equation to calculate the dielectric stress. G is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r into x. Now in place of this epsilon r, you are going to substitute this K by x. When you substitute K by x here, so this x and this x will get cancelled. So then, so G will be equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught into K. So now if you observe in this equation, so now charge per unit length will be constant and epsilon r value is also constant and K is also a constant term. So this total term is a constant. So So G value will be constant. Okay. So that means potential gradient at a distance x meters from the center of the conductor, whatever may be the x. So the potential gradient G will be constant when your insulator, when you place the different dielectric materials in such a way that so their permittivity will be in increasing, in decreasing order from the surface of the conductor. Okay. Right. So let us calculate the dielectric stress for each insulation layer. So here we are having 3 layers, right? So general equation to calculate the potential gradient or dielectric stress is this one. Okay, G is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r and x. So this is the general equation to calculate the dielectric stress at any distance x meters. Okay, so now if you consider the first layer along with your conductor. Now, so now this will be like a cable, one cable. Once you consider you are having conductor on which you are having only one layer, right? So now, if this is like a one single core cable. So now here in single core cable, you will be having maximum stress in at the surface of this conductor. That means inner side. Okay, here you will be having maximum potential gradient. So let you call it that as a G1 max. Okay, so that G1 max will be equal to Q by pi epsilon naught epsilon naught. So what is the distance here? What is the distance you have to consider here? So now here from here to here, first layer you are considering. Here to here the distance is d by 2. Okay, so in place of x you are going to substitute d by 2. So now these 2 and these 2 will get cancelled. So G1 max will be Q by pi epsilon naught epsilon r into d you will get. Okay, so if you consider only the first layer, so then the maximum potential gradient will be represented with G1 max, which is Q by pi epsilon naught into epsilon 1 into d. Okay, so now you consider the second layer again, right? So now the second layer will be at a distance of d1 by 2, right? d1 by 2 from the center of the conductor. So total diameter is d1, so radius will be d1 by 2. So x will become now it will be d1 by 2. So now you substitute the d1 by 2 in place of x in this equation. So then you will get G2 max for the second layer. So will be Q by pi epsilon naught epsilon r into d1. So in a similar way, you consider the third layer. So you find out the maximum potential gradient. So the maximum potential gradient for the third layer will be G3 max is equal to Q by pi epsilon naught epsilon 3 d2 you will get. So that means from here to here you will be having the distance d2. So if you consider one single layer conductor, so the G max value will be equal to so Q by pi epsilon naught epsilon 1 d. Okay. So now if you consider the different layers, those G1 max, G2 max, these values will be like this. Okay. Okay, right. So now from the capacitance gradient, you can say that the maximum potential gradient or dielectric stress will be uniform, or it will be constant at the layers, at each layer. So that means G1 max will be equal to G2 max and it will be equal to G3 max. So let us say which is equal to G max. Okay. So now in place of these three, you substitute these values, right? So Q by this value is equal to this value and this value is equal to this value. So from this you can write the condition as this one. When potential gradient at all the three layers will be the maximum potential gradient at all three layers will be same. So then you will get 1 by epsilon 1 d is equal to 1 by epsilon 2 d1, which is equal to 1 by epsilon 3 d2. So from this you can finally write this equation, which is epsilon 1 into d equal to epsilon 2 into d1 is equal to epsilon 3 into d3. Okay. Right. So now now you calculate the potential difference across all the three layers. Okay. So now first calculate the potential difference across the inner layer. Okay. So inner layer in the sense you have to consider only one first layer. So now from surface of the conductor to here, you have to find out the potential gradient. So it is represented with V1. So that V1 is from this distance, a small d by 2 to d1 by 2. Okay. So you have to get the voltage or potential difference, you have to integrate your G with respect to from d by 2 to d1 by 2. Okay, and here what is G here? Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 1 x. Right now by doing integration, you will get the value of V1 as Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r ln small d1 by d. Okay. So now this equation can also be written like this. So instead of Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 1, so you can write the G max might be G max by 2 into d. How you can write like this? See here, general condition is G is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r x. Okay. So now here you will be having maximum potential gradient at the surface of the conductor. So here you will get in place of x d by 2. So when you get d by 2, 2 will get cancelled. Then G max will be Q by pi epsilon naught epsilon 1 into d. Okay. Now you bring this small d in this side. So then G max into d is equal to Q by pi epsilon naught epsilon 1. Okay. So now here Q by pi epsilon naught epsilon 1 in place of this, you can write G1 max d. Okay. So in place of Q by 2 pi Q by pi epsilon naught epsilon 1, you can write G max by d. So the voltage equation V1 can be written as G max into d by 2 ln d by d1 by d. Okay, like this you can write the potential difference for the inner layer. Okay. So similarly, if you write the potential difference across the second layer and third layer, so then you will get these two equations. Okay. V2 is equal to G max by G max into d1 by 2 ln d2 by d1. V3 is G max d2 by 2 ln capital D by small d2. Okay. So from this equation, see here, you have the conductor, you have one single layer. Okay. So this distance is small d by 2 and this distance is d1 by 2. Okay. So now when you write for first layer, V1 will be this equation you are getting. Okay. So now if you write for second layer, you consider the second layer. Okay. So now if you consider the second layer, you consider this as the conductor, only this as the conductor. So that which is at a distance d1 by 2. Okay. So now this will be at a distance d2 by 2. So d1 will become d and d2 will become d1 in this case. So then you will get v2. So v2 is equal to G max by 2. So in place of d, you will be having d1, and in place of d1, you will be having d2. Okay. So then v2 is equal to G max by 2 d1 ln d2 by d1. So if you take another layer, the top layer. Okay. So in such a case, just the top layer is intercept, which is at a distance capital D by 2. Okay. So in this equation, from this equation, so in place of d1 you have to replace d2, and in place of d2 you have to replace capital D. So then you will get the v3. V3 is equal to G max by 2 d2 ln capital D by d2. So like this you will get the potential difference across the each layer. So now total operating voltage V can be written as V1 plus V2 plus V3. Okay. So here between conductor and first layer will be having V1, and between these two you will be having V2, and between these two you will be third you will be having V3. So the total voltage from will be sum of all these three voltages. Okay. So the potential difference between core and the erected sheath will be sum of all the voltages. So in place of V1, V2, V3, you have to substitute these equations. Right? When you get when you substitute all these equations here, the voltage between the core and sheath will be written as V is equal to G max by 2 into small d ln d1 by d plus d1 into ln d2 by d1 plus d2 into ln capital D by d2. So this is the operating voltage of the cable. So when you use the capacitance grading, okay. So when you use the capacitance grading method, this is the operating voltage. So now if you don't use the capacitance grading method, so then the voltage will be expressed with this expression. So let us call V dash will be the operating voltage or potential difference between core and earth, you can say that operating voltage. So without considering the grading, so without considering grading in the sense, you will be having conductor only one layer of insulation, okay, without considering grading of insulation here. So the voltage equation is V dash, which is equal to G max by 2 D ln D by 2. So this is the without grading and this is the with grading. Now if you compare these two voltages, so your voltage, this voltage will be greater than this voltage. So that means the operating voltage with the capacitance grading will be greater than the operating voltage without capacitance grading. So that means if you use the same size of the cable, so size of the cable is the same, and if you use capacitance grading, the operating voltage of the cable will increase. Okay, so if you don't use the capacitance grading, the operating voltage will decrease. That means your cable will damage early if you don't use the capacitance grading. If you use the capacitance grading, so then it will withstand for higher voltages. Okay, so that means it will withstand for higher dielectric stresses also. So this is about the capacitance grading. Okay. So this is the case when the maximum stress at each layer will be same. So if the maximum stress is not same, you have to represent so G1 max, G2 max, G3 max as individually. So then the voltage equation will be V is equal to G1 max by 2 D ln D1 by D plus G2 max by 2 D1 into ln D2 by D1 plus G3 max by 2 D2 ln capital D by D2. So this is the case. This is the case when the maximum stress in the three dielectrics is not same. Okay, so this was derived by considering maximum stress will be same at each layer. So you are considering the three layers, right? So in these three layers, so if you consider the Gmax will be same at all the layers, all the layers. So then this will be the equation. Suppose if this Gmax is not same at the three layers, so then you have to use this equation. Here G1 max, G2 max, G3 max is the maximum potential gradients of three layers. Okay. Right. So now let us see the intersheath grading. Okay, another method for achieving the uniform dielectric stress will be the intersheath grading. Okay, so in this intersheath grading method, instead of using three different layers, you will use only one single layer. That means there will be a homogeneous insulating material will be there here. So, but in this method, you are going to use intersheath, right? Metallic sheaths will be placed between your conductor and sheath. Okay, suppose if you consider one single core cable, you would be having one conductor. So the conductor diameter, let it be represented with D. So radius will be represented with R. So this will be 2R. Okay. So see here, first consider the conductor which is having the diameter D, or you can say that a radius of the conductor will be R. Okay. So now you will be having the sheath. So that sheath will be like this. So this sheath generally will be at zero potential, or it will be connected to the earth, right? So now between these two layers, that means surface of the conductor and the sheath, you will be having only one insulating materials. Okay, so that insulating material will be having permittivity of epsilon. Okay, so now in intersheath grading, what you are going to do here is, so in between this surface of the conductor and this sheath, so you are going to use some metallic sheaths like this. you are placing metallic sheets in between your surface of the in between the conductor and sheath. Here I am going to use 2. So that means material will be the same. Okay, so here also you will be having same material, so its epsilon will be same. Here also you will be having same material, epsilon will be same. Inner side also epsilon value will be the same. Okay, so in capacitance grading you will use the 3 different dielectrics, but here only one dielectric material. So but here you are going to use intersheaths. Okay, intersheath, or we can also call them as metallic sheath between conductor and your outer sheath. Okay, so here and here in this method you have to maintain the voltage at these layers. Okay, so you have to apply some voltage with a tap changing transformer for these sheets, metallic sheets. Okay, see here in this diagram, you'll be, this is your conductor. Okay, and this is your outer sheet. Okay, so if you consider only conductor and outer sheath, so this will be connected to ground. So that means, so this point, this outer layer will be at a 0 potential. Okay, and your conductor will be at a voltage of V. So that means this will be at a voltage of V, operating voltage you can also say. So now, so when you use the intersheath grading, in intersheath grading you are going to use intersheath metallic sheath inside these insulation. Okay, so now here each intersheath will be connected to some different voltage here. Okay, so V2. So here this is here, this layer will be maintained at a voltage V1, and this will be maintained at a voltage V2. Okay, so now here one condition you have to keep here is that, so you have to select this insulating metallic sheaths, and you have to place this metallic sheath in such a way that this condition should be fulfilled. So that means R1 by R if you calculate, and R2 by R1 if you calculate, and capital R by R2 if you calculate, all these values will be same. So which is equal to a constant value alpha. That means you calculate the R1 by R, you should get one value, right? If you calculate R2 by R1, you should get the same value. Okay, so you have to choose the or you have to place these metallic sheaths in such a way that your R1 by R, R2 by R1, and capital R by R2 will be constant. Okay, so this is the condition you have to maintain in intersheath grading. So now if you maintain this condition, now but this by this arrangement you can write the gradient or dielectric stress at the surface of the conductor as, so G max is equal to V minus V2 by small r ln R1 by R. Okay, so this is the dielectric stress or gradient, potential gradient value at the surface of the conductor. Okay, see here. So if you are not using intersheath, let us see. So you are having one single core cable with a conductor and insulation. So then you, in this case, so G max value will be equal to, so potential difference between these two. So that means this will be generally grounded. So the potential difference means operating here will be operating voltage. So that means V by X into log capital D by small d you will get. So this is the expression what you derived in your previous lecture. So here X here will be D by 2, small d by 2. So your G max value is, so G max value is 2V by D into log capital D by small d. So this is the potential dielectric stress, maximum potential or maximum dielectric stress or potential gradient at the surface of the conductor. Okay, so this simply you can write this as a V by D by 2 log capital D by 2, capital D by small d. Okay, so generally actually the general equation G value will be V by X ln capital D by small d. Okay, for this case, okay, without using intersect grading. Okay, now here V is the potential difference between surface of the conductor and your sheath. So if your conductor is at a voltage V and generally this sheath will be grounded, so V minus 0 by and X will be D by 2. Okay, at the surface of the conductor you are going to calculate the G value. So G max value will be in place of X you have to substitute D by 2. So by using this equation you have to develop the potential gradient equation when you consider the intersheath also. Okay, so in intersheath grading, suppose if you take this intersheath grading now, so with this arrangement, so if you write the gradient at the surface of the conductor, you are going to consider surface of the conductor V and the second layer, first layer, so the first intersheath, sorry, first metallic sheath. Okay, so here you will be having a voltage V, and at this place here you are having voltage V2. Now potential difference between these two, what is the potential difference between these layer? So for the inner layer we'll be having V minus V2 is the potential difference. So in place of V you have to write V minus V2. Okay, so G max is equal to V minus V2 by small r ln R1 by R. In place of D, I'm here here we are going to use radius. Okay, so this radius is R1 and this radius is R. Okay, so here we will be having R into ln R1 by R. Okay, so now in the similar manner, if you consider second layer, when you are considering the second metallic sheath, then you have to consider this to be your conductor. Now what is the potential difference between these two? So here this will be at V1 and this will be at V2. So G max value can be written as G max value is equal to, so this V2 minus V1 by, so for this we are writing, so you have to consider this radius, so which is R1 ln R2 by R1. Okay, so this is the G max value for your second layer. So this is for your first layer. Okay, so in a similar manner, if you write for third layer, okay, so that G max 3 will be, so third layer in the sense here this voltage you have to consider, so which is this voltage is V1 minus 0. So V1 minus 0 by R2 into ln capital R by R2 you will get. So what is here capital R? The outer sheath radius. Okay, so from here to outer sheath, the radius is capital R. It is represented with capital R. Okay, so you can even represent with R3 also. Okay, here in this diagram, as it is represented with capital R, we are using capital R here. So suppose if they were represented with R3, you can use R3 diagram. Okay, R3 by R2 you can write. Okay, so now these are the potential gradient or dielectric stress in each layer. Okay, so now because of your using intersheath, so generally the potential gradient in each layer will be same. That means you have to get the uniform potential gradient. So in such a case, this G max value will be equal to G max 2, which is equal to G max 3. Okay, so when you equate all these three, you can also equate these equations also. Okay, see in the next slide. So here since G max value is same at all the radius, so you have to equate the right hand side of all the equations these. Okay, all the equations what we were developing in the previous case. So which is V minus V2 by small r into R1 by R is equal to V2 minus V1 by R1 ln R2 by R1, which is equal to V1 here. Okay, potential when you consider the third layer, you will be having V1 minus 0. So V1 by R2 ln capital R by R2 you will get. Okay. Right. So now, instead of ln R1 by R, you can write, R1 by R, R2 by R, R2 R by R2. What are these values? From our condition, this R1 by R, R2 by R1, capital R by R2, these all will be the same, and which is equal to a constant alpha. So in place of R1 by R, you can write alpha, R2 by R1, you can write alpha, R by R2, you can write alpha. Okay. So here, if you write alpha for R1 by R2, this equation can be written as V minus V2 by small r into ln alpha. So V2 minus V1 by R1 ln, again R2 by R1 value is alpha, is equal to V1 by R2 into ln this value is again alpha. Okay. So now here in denominator you are having ln alpha, ln alpha, ln alpha. You can get cancelled here. So the final equation what you are getting here is V minus V2 by R is equal to V2 minus V1 by small r1, which is equal to V1 by R2. Okay. So this is the condition what you will get when you use the intersect grading. Okay. So now what is our main here? By the grading of cable, you are going to get the uniform dielectric stress, right? So here you have to compare. So when you use the grading, how will be the gradient, and when you are not using, how will be the gradient. So you have to consider this, right? So you have to calculate the G value or G max value for grading as well as not grading. Okay. So when there is a intersect grading, how will be your G max value? And if you use the grading without grading, how you will get the G max value? And you have to compare these two. Okay. So now to calculate the G max value, so when you consider the capacity intersect grading, so now to calculate that value, you have to express these V1 in terms of V2 and V2 in terms of V1. Okay, let us see. First, you express the V1 in terms of your V2. Okay. So now from the equation, from the previous equation, what is this? So from this equation, not one. This is from equation number 2. So from this equation, you can write V minus V2 by small r is equal to V1 by R2. Or you can say V minus V2 by R is equal to V2 minus V1 by R1. Okay. So I'm considering V2 minus V1 by R1 is equal to V1 by R2. So these two I'm considering. Okay. So now from this equation, how you can write V2 by R can be written as, so V2 by R1. So this one V2 by R1 is equal to V1 by R2 plus V1 by R1 you will get. So if you take V1 as common, V2 by R1 can be written as V1 into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Okay. So now this can be again, if you write, you can get written it as V1 into R1 plus R2 by R1 R2. Okay. Again, you distribute these two. So then you will get V2 as, so here R1 will get cancelled. So then V2 can be written as this V1 into R1 plus R2 by R2. You can write like this. So or you can say that if you divide R2 for both the terms, R2 by R1, R2 by R2. So R2 by R2 is equal to 1. R2 by R2 you will get 1, and you will be having the other term as R1 by R2. So V2 can be written as V1 into 1 plus R1 by R2. Right. So what is this R1 by R2? Sorry, R2 by R1. So this R2 by R1 is R1 value is alpha. Okay. So from our assumption, right now, R1 by R2 can be written as 1 by alpha. Okay. So in place of R1 by R2, you can write 1 by alpha. So your V1 in terms of V2 can be written with this equation. So V1 is equal to V2 into alpha by 1 plus alpha. Okay. So this is V1 value in terms of V2. Okay, similarly, you express V2 in terms of voltage V. Okay, so to get V2 in terms of V, you equate the first two terms. P minus V2 by R is equal to V2 minus V1 by R1. So these two terms you take from that equation. So now for here, V1 minus V2 by R is equal to V2 minus V1 by R1. So here V minus V2 can be written as, so V2 minus V1 by R1 by R. So R1 by R is again alpha. So directly I am writing alpha here. Okay. Now here V1 minus V2 is equal to, this can be written as V2 by alpha minus 1 by alpha into V1. So now in place of V1 you can write this. Okay, so 1 by alpha into this value will get V2 into alpha by 1 plus alpha. Okay, so now you do some simple calculations. So then the final value. So final value what we are getting here is V is equal to V2 into 1 plus alpha square by alpha into 1 plus alpha, right? So this is V in terms of V2. Okay. Now you write the dielectric stress or potential gradient equation at the surface of the conductor with intersect with the intersector. Okay, so that means by considering the intersect grading, what is the potential gradient at the surface of the conductor? Okay, so the potential gradient at the surface of the conductor, when you consider this intersect grading will be equal to this. Gmax value is equal to V minus V2 by R by R1 by R. This is the Gmax value at the surface of the conductor when you consider this intersect grading. Okay, so you directly take this expression here. Okay, so the gradient at the surface of the conductor by considering the intersect grading is Gmax is equal to V minus V2 by R into ln. So that R by R1, R2, R1 by R can be expressed with alpha. Okay, so here in this expression you are having R1 by R. So this R1 by R can be written with alpha. Okay, so now V minus in place of V2. So from this expression, V is given in terms of V2 here. So V2 can be written as V into alpha into 1 plus alpha by 1 plus alpha plus alpha square. Okay. So V2 you calculate from this equation. V2 is equal to V into this V by this total term. Or I can write V into alpha plus alpha into 1 plus alpha by 1 plus alpha square. So in place of V2, so you substitute that value. Okay, in place of this V2, we are going to substitute V into alpha plus alpha square. Alpha into 1 plus alpha, you are again you are explaining alpha plus alpha square by 1 plus alpha square by R into ln alpha. Okay, so now you take V as common here. So V by R into ln alpha you will get. So then 1 minus alpha plus alpha square by 1 plus alpha square you will get. Right now if you calculate, if you do some simple calculations, so the Gmax value at the surface of the conductor by considering the intersect grading will be equal to V by R into ln alpha into 1 by 1 plus alpha square. So this is the Gmax value when you consider the intersect grading. Right? Suppose if you are not using intersect grading, okay, so you are having only one conductor and one sheath. So in such a case, the potential gradient or dielectric stress at the surface of the conductor can be written as G is equal to V by small r into ln capital R by small r. Okay, so now this capital R by small r can be written as alpha. Sorry. So this is the actual equation without considering the intersect grading. Okay, if you without considering the intersect grading, the potential gradient at the surface of the conductor, let us represent it with small g. So this value is equal to V by R into ln capital R by small r. Okay, so now what is this capital R by small r value? Okay, so now from this condition you develop the R value, right? So now if you take these two, R can be written as, capital R can be written as small r2 into alpha. Okay, so from this equation, if you consider the last two, so R can be written as alpha into R2. Okay, so now if you consider this and this, now this R2 can be written as alpha into R1. So R2 is equal to alpha into R1. So that means uh, you will get alpha square into R1. Okay. Again, this from, if you compare these, if you take these two, so then R1 can be written as alpha into R. So that means here you will get alpha square into alpha into R you will get. So finally your R value can be written as alpha cubed into small r. Okay. So now this alpha capital R value, which is alpha cubed into R, will be substituted in this expression. So in place of R, you will write this. So then this R and this R will get cancelled, and you will be having ln R cubed. That R cubed can be written as 3 into ln alpha. So the potential gradient G value at the surface of the conductor without considering the intersheath grading will be equal to V by 3R into ln alpha. Okay, so this is with the intersheath grading, and this is without intersheath grading. Now you find out the ratio of these two. Okay, if you write the G max by G value, right, here you are having V by R into ln alpha. Here also you will be having this V by R into ln alpha. These two will get cancelled. So then what you will get final, G max by G is equal to 3 by 1 plus alpha square you will get. So this is the final equation. Okay, so G max here is the potential gradient with intersheath grading, and G is potential gradient at the surface of the conductor without intersheath grading. Okay, so now generally what is, if you see here alpha value, so alpha value is R2 by R1. So generally this R1 will be greater than R. If you consider R2 R1, R2 will be greater than R, and capital R will be greater than R2. So alpha value is always greater than 1. Okay, alpha value is always greater than 1. So if alpha value is always greater than 1, here in the denominator, suppose if you consider 1 1 here, so then what will be, you will get these two will be the same. G max by G is equal to 1 you will get. So but your alpha is always greater than 1. That means this denominator term will be always greater than 3 you will get. Right? So 3 by greater value of 3 will be always less than the 1. So that means G max value will always be less than G value. So from this expression, you can say that the potential gradient or dielectric stress value will be minimum when you consider the capacitance, intersheath grading. So when you consider the intersheath grading, by grading of the cables, you will get the minimum dielectric stress. Okay. So this is how you can prove that your intersheath grading will minimize the dielectric stress. Sorry. Right. For this case also you can write the operating voltage equation. Okay. So for writing the operating voltage equation, so from this equation, so this G max value. So from this expression, so this is the G max value. So G max is equal to all these V minus V2 by R into ln R1 by R. Or you can say from this also. So this G max is, so from this equation V minus V2 can be written as G max into R into ln R1 by R. Okay. So V minus V2 can be written as G max into this total term R into ln R1 by R. So similarly V2 minus V1. So V2 minus V1 can be written as G max into R1 into ln R2 by R1. Similarly, if you write for this V1 can be written as G max into R2 ln capital R by small r2. Okay. So now you are going to sum all these three. Okay. So when you sum all these three, you will get the operating voltage V value. Okay. First you are going to write these equations. Okay. So now you sum all these plus you are going to these. You sum all these equations. That means here you are having minus V2, here you are having plus V2. It will cancel. Here you are having minus V1, plus V1 will cancel. You will be having only operating voltage V. So the operating voltage V is equal to, in all these three terms, you are having Gmax as common. So you take Gmax as common. Then the remaining terms will be R into ln R1 by R plus R1 into ln R2 by R1 plus R2 into ln capital R by R2. Okay. Again, you know that these ratios will be equal to alpha. Okay, these ratios will be equal to alpha. So ln alpha, ln alpha, ln alpha will be having. So you take ln alpha is also constant. Then operating voltage V is equal to Gmax into ln into alpha into Gmax ln alpha into R plus R1 plus R2 you will get. So this is the operating voltage. So when you consider the capacitance grading, not capacitance grading, intersheath grading. Okay. But this intersheath grading will be having some disadvantages. Okay. So here there is a complication in fixing the sheath potentials. So that, as I said before, in intersheath grading, here if you use the intersheaths, each intersheath will be maintained at some potential or voltage. Okay. So to fix those potentials or voltage, so here V1, V2, V, right? So this there will be complications in setting these values here. Okay. In intersheath grading, you will be having some complications while setting the sheath potentials. Okay. So the intersheaths are likely to damage during transportation and installation. And also there is a considerable losses in the intersheath due to the charging current. So when there is a considerable loss in the intersheath grading, then efficiency of the cable may decrease, or operating aging of the cable also will decrease. And also when you use the intersheath grading, you will be having more heat. More heat will be produced when we use the intersheath grading. Okay, right. So this is about the grading of cables. Okay. So you will be having two types of grading, two types in the grading of cables: capacitance grading and intersheath grading. So the main aim of grading of cable is to achieve the uniform dielectric stress. Okay, to achieve the uniform dielectric stress, you use the grading of cables. Okay, so in capacitance grading, you will use different dielectric materials, but in intersheath grading, you